stop is about what's behind the labels in the nutrition. So a lot of people are putting pictures on Facebook. What can I eat? Can I eat this? Is this compliant? Is that compliant? So let's try and decompose. No, we don't want to decompose. Let's, yeah, whatever we need to do. Let's pull it apart and figure it out. All right. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I've been here since 5:30. Stuff starts to melt down.
Yeah.
So,
Did you eat?
well, we tried. So, what's behind the label? So, there's a couple of important factors. Today, we're going to focus on two of the main ingredients that I think are probably the worst perpetrators to any healthy nutrition plan. The first one's going to be sodium. And certainly, most people know that sodium contributes to hypertension, high blood pressure, and all kinds of heart disease. So to eliminate it and reduce it is probably in your best interest. So, you know, we don't want to be at risk for heart attack and stroke. We want to drink plenty of water, reduce the amount of sodium in our diet. So that's number one, enemy number one. Number two is going to be high fructose corn syrup. It's in almost everything you eat. So I know the graphic's a little small, but it's in everything from salad dressing to ketchup to even Cheez-Its. So it's horrible for you. Not only does it put fat on your body and contribute to obesity, it also increases type 2 diabetes. It also contributes to bad cholesterol levels. It raises the low density lipids in your bloodstream, and it also can cause liver damage. On top of that, it's also known to have certain amount of toxics. So there was a report that I read that said 50% of high fructose corn syrup are going to have mercury in them. So try and limit it. So when you're going to the supermarket, read your ingredients, all right? So let's flip the page. So when we're talking about our max protein servings or all our servings in general, what's a protein and what differentiates it from the next one? When you're counting out your proteins for the day, you're looking at each serving being 45 grams, all right? So if you're measuring out a container of grilled chicken or whatever it is, one is 45 grams. So men, you're taking 3 servings a day, women are 2. So when you're shopping for your proteins, we want to, again, remember the good, better, and best that we have on the Stage 1 Nutrition. You guys remember the first thing we gave you? Good, better, best? Try and stick to the good and the better. All right, not the bottom. Keep in mind when you're looking at chicken breast even, there's hidden sodium in them. If you look at the package, it says it's been injected with a solution, and that solution is salt. And that solution plumps up the meat itself, makes it taste better. It's like a brine, but it's not really good for you. So when you're shopping, be aware of what you're consuming. So it looks good, it looks fresh, but it's pumped full of salt and flavorings. So that being said, we have also turkey bacon. A lot of people enjoy it. So be reminded that turkey bacon, even a couple of slices, this is a nutrition fact sheet from it, can have up to 640 milligrams of salt. That's a third of the amount that you should have for the day in a couple of slices. So limit it. That's why we ask you to limit it. It also has nitrates in it. Bacon is, full of nitrates, turkey or pork, but you need to know that that also does help contribute. It is considered a carcinogen. So carcinogens cause cancer. Don't want to, overwhelm your body with nitrates, okay? Hello.
Hello.
Come on in. Have a handout.
Okay.
All right. So when we turn the page, what's a carb? What's a max carb? Same thing. Max carbs are 45 grams. But we're limiting ourselves to 2 servings of carbs a day. Men are 3. So simple carbs you're going to get from pure sugars. So like you're going to get it from your jellies and your candies. The complex carbohydrates are the ones you want to fill up on. Those are the ones that you get from your vegetables and your beans and things like that. Those are the ones that are going to have a higher nutritional value. They're going to make you feel a lot fuller. So when you look at the Lucky Charms, now, can someone even point out 1 or 10 things that are wrong with this? Yes?
You got 10 grams of sugar, you got 50 milligrams of 170 milligrams of sodium, monocitrate fat, let's see. There's a lot of nasty stuff in here.
There's a lot of nasty stuff. Let's look at the ingredients. Well, you know what it says right here at the bottom? Look at the bottom.
syrup.
Here's corn syrup, right? But right here at the bottom, it says whole grain. Whoop-de-doo, like add everything else up in it, right? You've got sugar, oat flour, corn syrup, cornstarch. What is trisodium phosphate? I have no idea.
Dextrose, gelatin.
Yeah, calcium carbonate, yellow, 5 and 6, blue, red, whatever. It's not good for you. So if you must have it, save it for your treat meal. But when we look at what's a carb, what a good carb versus a bad carb. So think about when you flip the page, then you look at the Ezekiel Ezekiel flax cereal. So when we look at the nutrition facts, this little grid right here, so it's got 37 carbs in a half a cup. And if we flip back over to the Lucky Charms, well, I could eat 3/4 of a cup of Lucky Charms, and I can only get 22 carbs. But where are my carbs coming from, and what's better for me, and what's bad for me? So you have to look at the ingredients and weigh out the cost. So if I'm looking at a carb counts as 45 grams, and I'm going to get 37 out of my Ezekiel cereal, while it has a whole host of very good ingredients for me, but it takes up nearly an entire carb serving for the day, is it worth it?
No.
You could,
No.
hey, we could probably get more bang for our buck elsewhere. All right, so when you're thinking carbs, not necessarily whole grain cereals, you might want to be thinking maybe I should have a sweet potato, or maybe I can have something else, on the approved list. Yes, this is approved, but is it worth it for that little bit of cereal that you're going to get? It's not going to fill you up. All right?
Oats will fill you up.
Steel cut oats will fill you up. You'll get way more bang for your buck out of steel cut oats than the cereal. All right. So what's a max fat equal to? 15 grams of fat equals 1 fat. You get 3 for the day. So if you're looking through the store and you're saying, well, can I eat this? Well, the ingredients seem compliant. How much is 1 fat serving? So you're going to have to do your math. So you got to go back to 8th grade math on these things. And if it says 1 tablespoon of this is 15 grams of fat, then you can't go to the 2 tablespoon rule that we use with the peanut butter. It might just be the 1. So you have to be aware of what makes 1. So 2 tablespoons isn't always 1. You have to measure it out. So be aware. This is why I wanted to put this together for you guys. So good fats versus bad fats. We certainly don't want to be eating the refined sugars and butters and flours and getting our fats in that vein. You want to be getting them from avocados and pumpkin seeds and all those good things, salmon, and etc. All right. So I gave you a couple of cheat sheets. One more thing, the fruits. So fruit is a fruit is a fruit. We know 1 fruit is 1 fruit, but in carb counting, a fruit is 24 grams, just if you need to know if you're looking at anything in the store. And you can't actually weigh it or, hold it in your hand as 1 apple. All right, so it's 24. And we know there's a lot of great things that you can derive from eating the better fruits, but this is a little chart that gives you an idea of why we should make some more variety choices. So don't always eat bananas and don't always eat grapes. Mix it up a little. There's some properties in many other fruits that you can benefit from. So on the last page, what I did was give you the nutrition facts grid, where you should start. Look at the calorie content. Look at the total servings, the weight per serving. Limit the nutrients in there, the total fat, the saturated fat, and the cholesterol. And then you want to get enough protein. You want to make sure, am I getting enough protein for the calories that I'm investing? All right, so it's the same like with the carbs in the cereal. So weigh it out, look at it. And then the scary 7 ingredients, keep this, take a picture of it with your phone. And if you're shopping, and honestly, you want to stay away from the syrups, the artificial sweeteners, the palm oils, those types of trans fats that are just going to clog your arteries. You don't want to eat those. The cleaner, the better. If the basic rule is, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Fair enough? All right. So I have a couple of other little things. If you want to pause it, then we can start it up again.